Good evening. We are at Linas, Montlhery today. The full circuit around the banking. No stupid little chicanes. So we've got 60 minutes. We are presumably going to have 25 drivers or so. There's been a mod update after the last round. Unfortunately, it seems to have done things with engine wear, and tire wear and stuff. So I think attrition is going to be very high today. I've blown quite a few engines, just from standing starts. So I've got to try and figure out a better standing start technique. So there's going to be no I don't know why the music should be so loud, to be honest, because I've turned it down to the absolute minimum. But hopefully that's better. Yeah, so it's going to be very difficult to finish this race. So we've done 2 rounds so far. First round was at Kyalami. We had a good run out at Kyalami. We had a couple of little incidents which dropped us back. Fuel strategy is a thing here. We're probably going to be twitting. We're going to be pitting twice. So I've got to figure out what I want to do. So we finished 7th at Kyalami. Second round was at Alton Park. I had an absolute nightmare. I was up to, I think I went from 7th to 4th on the first lap. And then everything just seemed to go wrong. I got caught up in other people's incidents that had spun, and so yeah. I managed to get back to the points, but it was only 1 point, so the points go down to 10th place in this championship. I will private message you the password, Ben, on Discord. I don't know why it's blank on there, but it shouldn't be. So now we're at Linas, Montlhery, so it's the full circuit, and we're going around the banking, but there's no break up in the banking at all, so that's at least something. So hopefully we go to the cockpit now. We will see what's going on. I haven't quite worked out what fuel I'm going to give myself yet, so let's hope we don't have any particular problems with we had a few errors with skins and stuff like that. I have noted in chat that the maker of the mod as well seems to have taken away the starter motors, so if we stall it, that's it. I am going to check if I've actually got the starter motor mapped to the button. I want to check if it's actually my problem rather than right. Starter. Yes, I have got it mapped, so I'm entirely sure. So my technique for moving has got to be very careful. You cannot redline these things now. So it's going to punish the people that were ragging these things around. So racing is going to be quite sedate, because I think Well, at least I am going to be in preservation mode because we've got 60 minutes. I managed to complete one lap, or one timed lap this afternoon. That's quite a worry. Maybe the calibration of your I'd recalibrate your pedals just to make sure. So I'm changing up at about 7.5. It does say that I've got a maximum revs of 12,000. But I'm changing up at 7,500 revs. It's always a bit of a hassle when you're doing a championship and then there's an update mid-championship, which changes the whole complexion of the championship. So even blipping, you can't blip too much now. It is really just a slight touch of the pedal. Usually I would be quite aggressive on the blipping, but you can't do that now. And my rev counter UI doesn't show when I'm redlining either, so that's a little bit of a hassle. But there has been a few people that I've ridden on board with that have been just banging down the gears, because there's a little bit of a workaround. You can, in some cars, just bang down the gears very early, bang off the rev limiter, and slow your car down a bit quicker. But now, that's not possible. So this race could be very long or very, very short. Because there could be a lot of people that just lunch it on the start. And if that happens, I might suggest to the admins that we do a manual rolling start, because, or at least maybe regress to the previous version or something. Otherwise, there won't be anybody left in the championship. We've got 18 drivers. I'm sure a few more are going to turn up. We've got practice at 8 o'clock. Huge long straights. So if you're going to be doing... I cannot slow down for that corner now. I do not know why. I don't know what I'm doing differently. I'm braking at the same point. So it may sap the fun out of this championship a little. Now that the cars have become as fragile as tracing paper. I mean, I don't know how everybody else is finding it, but the Cobra is really fragile now. So this is the first time we've been around the banking tonight. So thankfully we're not going through those shitty chicanes. So this is the first time I've actually been able to do a whole lap to get into the pits to do my stop and go. Yeah, that is right. It's held together by sticky tape and I think you exited the pits a bit badly there. You didn't actually exit the pit. I think I'm going to need a lot of hopes and dreams if I'm going to finish this race. But what we've been doing in the first couple of races, we did two full tanks. We're not changing tyres for this. I did 2 full tanks and a short stint at the end, but I'm gonna split up the race into 3 this time, equally into 3. So it gives me more of a chance to fight at the end, because the stint at the end, where I put in the least amount of fuel, was only about 10 minutes long. And that seems to be where you can make up some positions. So I'm going to have the last stint a bit longer. But I am going to check the brake pressure just to see if it has actually changed, because I think my brakes have got worse. I don't know if they could have got any worse than they were. I just seem to be whinging a lot tonight, don't I? Nothing's right. It's some content shit. I mean, I don't know whether I'm actually going to get caught out by trying to fight with people and end up blowing my engine that way, because I'll forget how fragile it is. Because it's very difficult to try and look after your car whilst you're trying to go as fast as possible. But I really am just going to have to reel myself in a bit and remember that it's best to brake earlier. Well, I don't think there's gearbox failures. There's definitely engine failures. I've done loads of those. I don't know if it's actually worth putting auto clutch back on. I don't normally run with any aids at all. But if auto clutch is on, maybe it can save me from stalling a little. Because it can probably hold in the clutch quicker than I can. But I don't know. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of fatalities today. Hopefully the in-car sound isn't drowning me out today. I mean, it's been talked about in the past. You can't really enforce it. So this is where I'm going to brake from this corner now. I feel like I'm putting out some parachutes. Slow this thing down. A couple of the newer cars for our Factor 2 did have like a kind of like a mandatory clutching. Where I did have to actually turn on auto clutch, otherwise I couldn't shift gears. But I do all the blipping and the lifting myself. That's part of the fun. So I actually increased my steering ratio. I think people have got to watch coming out of the pits, because that wasn't a good exit of the pits. If I had been closer, I would have collided. So, I increased my gear ratio. I've now hit 7,300 RPM. That seems to be where I'm revving in 4th gear. I don't know whether I should actually increase it any more than that. Because if the revs aren't moving, like maybe that's as fast as this car goes. 220 odd kilometers an hour. Well, you're one of the lucky ones. I don't have the dexterity to do heel and toe. So I stick with left foot braking. I hate this corner. It's so deceptive. It doesn't look like a hairpin, but it is. And these are the only 2 corners where you need to go down the 1st gear. It doesn't actually look like there's any being... I can't speak today. It doesn't look like there's any rubber being put down. I think there's going to have to be a lot of give and take today. I don't even know what lap times I'm doing compared to anybody else. I haven't even put a lap time in, apparently. Oh, Jim is around. I just haven't unmuted him yet. So I will do that. I'm 3 seconds up on my personal best. Again, this is going to be one of those circuits where if you're alone, it's going to get very boring very quickly. Hang on. just being extra cautious at this corner now. But there's plenty of time to relax on these straights. You can bounce yourself around this banking. Well, my headset just went black. I'm very worried now. I mean, what was the last race I did? We did the Alphas. I didn't have a black headset when I did the Alphas. There's something about this mod. I mean, I knew I was going in a straight line when it went blank. I hope that's not a headset thing. Right, let's get Jim out the doghouse, shall we? If I can find my volume thing, I must have closed it. Right, here we go. You can hear Jim now. How much fuel for 65 minutes?
For 1 hour, 5 minutes. We think we'll need 129 litres.
Okay, 129. Let's say that's 130. That makes it harder to divide up into 3. So if I was taking 45, it's not good, is it? Usually you can take quite a skimping amount of fuel. I mean, the amount of time I stayed in the pits in the last pit stop. Right, is there a rev limiter that you can turn down? I'm going to take the, well, I was going to say take the ride height down. Gave yourself a bit of speed, I suppose. Weight distribution, wheel lock, track bar. Well, I'm going to put 45 in, and then 45, and then obviously the last pit stop can be whatever it is. I was hoping to be able to divide it a bit less than that, so I'd stay in the pits a bit less. But that's not a good sign if the headset's blanking out again. Because we did a 45-minute race in the Alphas at Bathurst, and nothing happened in the headset. And I've only been live for just under half an hour. I have no idea what's going on with that song there. Bear with me a sec. There we go. Right. So I'm going to put in 45. To see. Quali in 3 minutes. I mean, it would be a shame if I get a blank headset in the race, I'm pulling it out of this championship. Because I'm just going to be a I'm just going to be a liability. So, quali is 15 minutes long. It's a 5-minute lap. We're going to get 2 laps in. How much fuel for 3 laps?
For 3 laps, we should need 28 litres.
$52.42.42. Well, I mean, at least you're going to have space in the tank to be able to figure out what to do in the last stint. Just remember not to call your pit too early, otherwise it will time out with such a long lap. So maybe call the pit just before the banking. I think the pit should be ready by the time you get there. And there's a pit speed limit being put back on. There wasn't one at Alton Park because we were having problems with the there wasn't a marker for the pit speed limit at the start, so we took off the pit speed, but now we've got a pit speed back on, which is 70 kph, 78 kph. So is that red car going?
The leader has just done a 4:29.9.
4:29. That is ludicrous. I've done a 4:46. That's my fastest lap time. No pit speed limit either. So I'm finding it very difficult to not rev the engine. I mean, if I do blow up the engine in the pit box, at least I can press escape and then start again. Because there is a rule in Sim Racing Online where you cannot press escape in quali. You have to come back to the pits if you want to do another lap. So if you make a mistake and you can't get back to the pits, that's your quali over. Right.
That's the end of the session. P15.
Off to quali we go. Just waiting for it to switch over. Actually, I don't know whether we'll get 3 laps in. Right. Okay. Wish me luck. I'm gonna bloody need it. I mean, I don't know what a standing start's going to be like.
Your exit's clear. Don't cross the white line. Okay, Neil, we've got 14 minutes to set a lap.
I never did check what the top speed of other people was. I might see if I can increase the rev limiter just one more. Just to see if I can get any more out of this engine. 218, 219. We're just topping out 220 there. I think maybe when there's cars in front of me and behind me, I might be able to go a bit faster, because it's always better when you're chasing somebody. This is basically a beta track, it's not really a full release. They have improved it quite a lot from the initial release, but it's still lacking a few bits of scenery. Some of the textures are placeholders. Oh shit. Just looking down at chat. And there being no significant braking markers in this infield section is also a problem. I mean, I've not followed another car yet, so I don't know whether I'm actually going to have the headroom. And it seems a bit weird. Well, I say it's a bit weird. Kyalami was a long straight, but I think the straight on Kyalami is actually dwarfed by the straights here. Pushed a bit too much into that corner.
Got a tiny bit of bodywork damage there, just ignore it.
I somehow got away with that. That's not a first gear corner.
Alright Neil, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
We might only get one flyer. No, two. So I'm going to take it easy on the first one, and then try and go hell for leather for the second. And if I bin it, I bin it. I mean, I imagine I've probably underfueled. So it's saying that I can do 1.9 laps, so I'm going to run out of fuel just coming over the line for the second lap. So. .220 seems to be my limit. 221. I got 221. It's quite dark to see the apex there. Managed to find 8/10 on my personal best. In that first few corners. Found 2 seconds on my personal best. Like that sound. That sound means imaging damage. Three and a half seconds up on my personal best. Fuel makes a lot of difference. It's either that or I'm just driving a bit better. Right, this is the bogey corner. Changing down to third a little early there. It's saying I've done a purple sector in the first sector. How is that possible? Purple in the second. Can't be the first out the pits. Especially with the spin I had, and there's other people who are having worse qualifying laps than I am. I find this one very hard to slow down for. There's a nasty glitchy bump there.
Okay, Neil, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Right, we're going to beat our personal best by 4.7. Well, we've got 2 green sectors, that's probably a bit better. I didn't expect those, but I was going to have the fastest sectors of the... So we're going to get in the 445s.
E9.
441. Right, I don't think we're going to get another lap in. I've underfueled by about 2 litres. But this is their push lap. Taking a lot of liberties with the rev limiter. I would need to find 1.4 seconds to move up a place. I don't think that's happening because I'm only 6/10 up on my personal best. Although I found a second, I'm going to splutter to a halt over the line.
That's 2 minutes left, 2 minutes.
Found 1.5 seconds. Am I going to be able to pick up a place?
Sector 2 is 0.4 off the pace.
I'm only 0.4 down in the first sector. I'm not going to make it over the line. Even though I've gained 2 seconds on my personal best. And I've braked too late. Bye-bye, corner! That's quali over. I would have got into 8th. I don't know. Right, okay. Let's put our 45 back in. I don't know how I'm going to get off the line without blowing the engine. I don't know how this is going to work. go back to main menu.
That's the end of the session, P10.
Okie dokie. Let's see who is still out on track. So third to fourth isn't going to improve. Third could improve. He's still out on track. Fifth and sixth are out on track. There's a couple of people at the... A few people that haven't even put in any times whatsoever. But I will probably suggest to the admin that if the engine damage is this significant, I might suggest a rolling start. But I mean, you still need to get off the line. I usually make brilliant starts. Now I can't with my being rev restricted. Right, I did say that I was going to put an extra click on gear ratio. I might try it in warm-up. I don't usually do warm-up, but I'm going to go out in warm-up just to try it. Because I feel that I'm probably going to be behind someone. But then again, I could save some fuel behind someone. So, right, we've got one person out on track. There's one more left to go. Third place can still do something. I feel like some cars have been bopped mid-season. But I think Paul Upham is in a Mustang, and he's 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. That's ludicrous, isn't it? Ludicrous. So either they've found a shortcut, or so they're still waiting for Michael to finish his lap. You can't see it, of course, but it's the last person to complete that. He's done purple in the second sector. Well, it'd be my luck as well that there's going to be shared pit boxes. So what are the chances that people are going to be doubling up? I don't know. I don't know if you can save enough fuel for a 2. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of drafting, so you'll just have to play it by ear. But I'm basing it on having to do. It's only a 2-stopper. Yeah, it's normally a 2-stopper. I don't know if you can get it down to a 1. Right, Michael's coming over the line. Okay, right, that's everyone. Right, let's check the start in order. So, Paul Upham gets pole by 5 seconds in the Mustang, which is ludicrous. Michael Meserick gets second, Tony Talviti is third, Jacob Smythe in fourth, Giuseppe Baldoni in fifth, Johnny Gutierrez is in 6th, Matthias Estrella in 7th, Bill Brown in 8th, Mark Hightree in 9th, John Van der Geest in 10th, and I dropped down to 11th. Nick Westy in 12th, Stefanos, not even going to try and pronounce your second name, 13th, Jules De Silva in 14th, Philip Pitchler in 15th, Ben Summers, my teammate, in 16th. Ollie Bates in 17th. Randy Merrick in 18th. Freddie Hell in 19th. Ed Jones 20th. James Rissy 21st. And 22nd, rounding out the field, is Stephen Wenham. There's a lot of Cobras, it seems, from the sounds. But 5 seconds to take pole, that seems a bit much. Okay, let's put our timing boxes and stuff on. Right, let's try out this gear ratio. I really don't know how I'm going to get off the line, because I can't rev enough to be able to go, so I'm going to be very cautious and probably be hit up the rear. Do not weave on the first long straight. Do not weave at all! Weaving's bad!
If it exit looks clear, you have a penalty.
How did I speed in the pit lane? It's now 48.
You've got 3 laps to serve this penalty.
It's decreased in the race
Yellow
30
flag
kilometres an hour. I haven't even tried to get down to 48 kilometres an hour.
Sector 1 is now green. Sector 1 is yellow.
Well, it seems
Green
that
flag, Sector 1.
I mean, I don't know if I'm redlining, because the UI doesn't show me redlining. It's very hard to tell now. I don't know if it's an error in the plug-in or an error in the car. But if you hear me shout in the race, headset black, then the worst has happened.
Yellow flag in Sector 1. Sector 1 is clear. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes. Yellow flag, Sector 3.
I found the exit.
Yellow flag.
I reckon, well, I don't know. I don't like fuel-saving races. They bore me.
Sector 2 is green.
You can bet that if, actually, what's his face? The driver in the Corvette isn't here, is he? Who's the driver that's normally in the Corvette? Oh no, he is. Ed Jones is here. He can probably do it on one stop, I think. It's either that or he has such a fuel or he has some kind of advantage in that car that means he can
Sector
come up
3
the
is
field,
clear. Green flag.
starting at the back.
Incident in Sector 2. Yellow flag. We think that's Gutierrez. Has spun off. Green flag, sector 2.
I think I'll be definitely taking it easy behind people.
That's the end of the session, B11.
Bit miffed that the pit speed limit has changed significantly. Which is a bit unfair, don't you think? Considering we would have been practicing for a certain pit speed limit. I seem to be whinging a lot tonight, don't I?
60 minutes. The track temp is 22. The air temp is 22 Celsius.
Right, okay. Trackside cam. Okay. 45 laps. 45. Okay. I really don't know how this is going to work. Race over.
Smith is leading the race. Yellow flag in sector 1.
That's it. Right, so we look ahead to Tuesday. On Tuesday, we are going to be doing the Alphas. Alpha 155 TIs. We've done 1 round, 2 rounds so far? 2 rounds so far. So this Tuesday, May the 7th, we were going to Road America. So that
Rossi
should be fun.
just retired from the race.
I'm thinking it's going to be a lot like Bathurst, but it's not as tight as Bathurst, so I don't think I'll be able to keep faster cars behind like I did at Bathurst. So yeah. So that was a waste of my evening. A waste of my evening indeed. There was pre-briefing. They did say the pit speed limit had changed, but we didn't know about it until we got to the race. I think we should have stuck with whatever mod. I know that they've probably solved the issues with skins and stuff. But it's just made it so that you just can't rev the car at all. So I reckon my engine just popped. By giving it the least amount. So yeah, bit disappointing. We did all that well, I was going to say did all that practice. We didn't really practice that an awful lot. But and I mean, we're not going to get any points from this race because the points only go down to 10th. So I mean, I don't even think I should touch the forum because right now I am fucking angry. So I'm probably going to close the browser and just go and do something else. Because it just seems like having an update mid-season was a bad idea. So just checking a few things. I mean, I could watch the broadcast. I don't know. I was thinking about in future of doing maybe doing a listen party or something. So maybe going through some of my favourite albums and listening to them and talking through how I found them, etc., etc. I don't know if that's something that people would want to watch, but I do that ever so often. So that's an idea. Because I've got lots of music. Let's shut that down. Right, so I'm going to be back doing some stuff on Tuesday in cars that don't blow up. So that'd be fun. I'm going off to have some dinner now. I haven't eaten a lot today because I've not really been feeling too good. So it was fun whilst it lasted. But yeah. I might see if I can do some I've got some technical things behind the scenes to do with the stream that I want to try and get done before Tuesday. I don't know if I will, because I've got some work to do. Got a magazine to make in the next week. Yeah. Close the browser when I have been opening it up to see who's streaming. Let's we're gonna raid Ben. Ben actually managed to get off the line. Let's see how Ben's getting on. Ben Summers, my teammate. Maybe I would have calmed down by the time 2 weeks is up, but I seriously doubt it. If the championship stays like that, it's not really my thing. Right, let's raid. Ben Summers. Why does he never appear on the list? I need to copy and paste his name. There we go. Right, let's go say hello to Ben. And I'm going to be back on Tuesday. I may do another midweek stream because I've got some story games to finish off, but we'll probably be back at